I realized that the policies the Klan had in place, or wanted to have in place 100 years ago, are in place today.
Oh, dear Lord.
One, two, three, jump!
Howdy y'all, my name is Rational Outlaw, and today I have a video by TED Talks.
We have segregated schools, neighborhoods, workplaces.
No, they are not. Blacks and other minorities are not kept from going to parks, schools, or theaters, or anything that's public or even private. We have laws against people discriminating on the basis of race or the color of their skin. There are very few places in which a person can't go to a certain place because of their skin color or race. In fact, where it seems to be more so where there is something like that, it seems to be for minorities only and whites are not allowed. An example of this would be an event that was put on by Evergreen State College and where whites were not allowed. There was also a student leadership retreat at Columbia University where no whites were allowed.
And it's not the people wearing hoods that are keeping these policies in place. My work is about the long-term impact of slavery. We're not just dealing with the residue of systemic racism, it's the basis of every single thing we do.
Well, if we do, it's not because of the law. It might be because people are tribalistic and looking at the color of your skin is the easiest indicator whether you are part of their tribe or not. And it's not everyday white people's fault either. It's not like blacks and Asians and Middle Easterners can't go to white neighborhoods or go into white-owned businesses where majority customers are white. The vast majority of people will not care about your skin color.
Again, we have intentionally segregated neighborhoods, workplaces, and schools.
Citation needed. That doesn't keep blacks and Asians from going to majority white schools, nor does it keep whites going to black schools. There are no laws that say that these kids cannot attend certain schools. Same goes for workplaces. Seriously, to say that this is somehow white people's fault because of past things that our ancestor did is ridiculous. There are no laws and no social norms in which people have to be separated from each other on the basis of their skin color or race.
We have voter suppression.
Whoa, slow down there, buckaroo. You're going to need a citation for that. Assuming you're talking about voter IDs, those aren't racist at all. In fact, it's actually racist of you to say that it's racist because you're assuming that blacks and other minority groups cannot get voter IDs.
We have disproportionate representation of minorities incarcerated.
I've already done a video on this. Blacks disproportionately commit more crimes. If you want to see my video on this, I'll put it in the description. It's called, Is the Justice System Racist? I'll also put a link to my video called Racism in America.
We have environmental racism.
Okay, what the is environmental racism? Okay, hold on, let me look this up. Environmental racism. What the Are you kidding me? Seriously? That has nothing to do with race. So you're gonna need another citation to prove your point there, buckaroo.
We have police brutality.
Ugh, seriously? No, we don't.
The basis of capitalism in America is slavery. Slaves were the capital in capitalism.
Okay, yeah, maybe during the 1700s and beforehand, but not in modern day America or most of the world. In fact, whites were the ones to get rid of slavery, so yeah.
The first Grand Wizard in 1868, Nathan Bedford Forrest, was a Confederate soldier and a millionaire slave trader. The wealth that was created from chattel slavery, that's slaves as property, would boggle the mind. Cotton sales alone in 1860 equal $200 million. That would equal $5 billion today. A lot of that wealth can be seen today through generational wealth. Oh, I forgot the other crops as well. You have indigo, rice, and tobacco.
No, you're not going to see that in generational wealth because most generation wealth is lost within the first generation, and the percentage goes up even higher with each generation that comes after. So I highly doubt that any of that wealth went down to the descendants of that person or any of the other people who had slaves picking cotton or tobacco or whatever it be. And to blame this on capitalism is very disgusting of you. Capitalism has done massive things to help society.
I had a realization that white supremacy is there, but the biggest force of white supremacy is not the KKK, it's the normalization of systemic racism. If we look at systemic racism and acknowledge that it's sewn into the very fabric of who we are as a country, then we can actually do something about the intentional segregation in our schools, neighborhoods, and workplaces.
It is not. We have not had massive amounts of racism since the 60s. The only big amounts of racism that I have seen, because there has been an increase in seemingly the race tensions, is coming from the left. Because with all the stupid videos and articles you guys do, of course you're going to increase the amount of racism because you are the racists. I've had enough of this cancer. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, share it, comment down below and tell me what you thought. Follow me on all my social media. Support me on Ko-fi, Maker Support, Patreon, and I'll see y'all later.